Aren't there people in your life who you've met that just have a different life force to them? And I'm not talking about someone who's very charming, charismatic, even knowledgeable, or just a super extroverted dude. It's like this deeper quality, this almost palpable feeling that these people not only know who the fuck they are, but what they're also after. And they're just so driven and obsessed with this one goal that everything they do in their life is around just to achieve that goal. And you really just can't fake that quality. It's an intoxicating thing to be around. Us humans are attracted like magnets to these people who are just oozing with passion. And I'm sure you noticed this in your life as well. For example, during the pandemic, I did this challenge where I woke up at 5 a.m. for 66 days straight. There's this book I read called The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma that really inspired me. But what's crazy is that for a night owl like me, there was so much suffering and so much exhaustion and so much torture. But gosh, at the same time, there was just so much passion and purpose that it fueled my day suddenly. And I know this is a really vain thing to say, but I genuinely just felt better than everyone else because I was waking up at 5 a.m. Like, it sounds crazy to my mouth, I know, but that's just how I felt at the time. And because of that momentum, I just moved through life in such a different way than I normally do. During these 66 days, whether I was standing in line for getting coffee or going to the doctor's appointment or even just random small talk while walking my dog, they felt different because I felt people were looking at me and not through me. And all our surface level conversations shifted towards more meaningful conversations for the first time. Hell, even on social media, I became that guy that was getting DMs all the time because those people were so inspired by my journey, and I even made a lot of new connections that way. I even got interviewed on a few podcasts because of that, all because of this stupid, silly challenge that I had started for myself. I suddenly realized I became the person that people approached, and it wasn't the other way around. Suddenly life was happening for me and not to me. And during the course of those 66 days, I ended up building a business, writing a full fucking book, and even getting to the best shape of my life, even though those weren't direct goals of mine throughout the challenge at all. And I feel that no one talks about the ripple effects of having an all-consuming personal challenge. And because I used to play a lot of video games, I like to think of this as a quest. Yes, your quest may be to lose 20 pounds, but on the way to slaying your overweight dragon, you might move through life in such an interesting way that everything around you changes for all the right reasons, and all these positive things start to happen without you trying to consequently do it on your own. It's like people know you're on a quest just from your energy. Just when you shake their hands and look in their eyes, they know you mean business. And that is why I'm making this video, to hopefully inspire you to embark on your own quest and to share with you 3 principles on how to keep focusing on you until the focus is on you. There are 2 steps to embarking on your adventure. Step 1 is to get specific about your quest. Choose just one thing you're going to dedicate all your free time to. Either it's something you've been thinking about for years, a calling within, or it's just something you heard your favorite influencer guru talk about and you've got inspired to do yourself. Either way, it should be quite tough and a massive lifestyle commitment on your end. And the end result should be a dream state for you. And then make the goal itself extremely specific. Don't just say you want to lose weight or start a YouTube channel. Get specific about the inputs it takes, things in your control that you can do to make that goal a reality. For example, if it is to lose weight, don't just say you want to lose 20 pounds. Talk about how many calories you're going to eat in a single day. Talk about how many times you're going to go to the gym. These things are things you can actually check off and do. Number 2, if you're trying to do YouTube, then say how many times a day you're going to post. These type of things are in your control. The one thing I can guarantee you is that if you choose an outcome-based goal, for example, saying 10,000 subs or losing 20 pounds, you will fail because it's not a guarantee that you're gonna hit that goal. I would even say to get so specific on the inputs that what time of the day you're gonna post, what are you gonna do when, have a note tracker or a tracker in one of your apps that you're hoping to use to get closer to the goal. But think about inputs, not outputs of the goal that you're trying to achieve. And a really powerful tool to ensure that you stick with your goals is to craft a narrative around it. There's been a lot of positive research out of the NIH by Dr. Paul Zak and even Dr. Rebecca Robbins out of Harvard that talk about the neuroscience on creating behavior change using narratives. See, as humans, we're storytellers, and we're not motivated by facts and figures, but rather emotions. It's what have been ingrained in us since our days of the ancestors. It's why when we see a movie like Rocky, we're gonna wanna go on the run the next day more than just knowing how much we weigh on the scale. It's just how our brain operates. So I would encourage you to build a beautiful story around this new goal that will motivate you. For example, when I was doing my 5 a.m. challenge, I had this narrative, this story that I built in my head that I wanted to beat the sun. Meaning I wanted to do my entire morning routine and everything before the sun came up and crossed the horizon. Now, I'm not an idiot. I know the sun will rise regardless if I wake up or not, but something about just having my workout done, waking up, doing a meditation journal, all before that fiery ball of sun rose above my head, just motivated me in a way that I can't explain. Step 2 is once you've set your quest and committed to it, gotten really specific about the inputs as well, then I want you to make a time box around it. I've learned that putting a time limit on things has really helped motivate me because you can see there's actually an end in sight. Plus, you have to get it done by then. The movie's not gonna be made unless you get the work done. Every single day you're on the clock. Also gives you an excuse to tell others like, hey, I'm not drinking for just 3 months. And that is something your friends can respect way more than you just saying, hey, I'm not drinking indefinitely, which will probably likely get them to drop you out of all your group chats, but that's a different story. Just kidding. You get what I'm saying though. When you have a time limit, it makes people respect your boundaries even better. It's kind of like the whole monk mode thing where they know not to approach you or talk to you just during that phase. Or if they do, they'll be careful about it because they know it's going to end at some point, but it's just something you're going through at the moment. Plus, putting a time box around it gives you that blurry vision of knowing when it will be done, so that even on days when you feel like giving up, you can tell yourself, hey, there's only X number of weeks or X number of months or X number of days left. So all you have to do is focus on putting one foot in front of the other and just taking it day by day by day. Principle 2 is to uncover your why. There's a famous saying by the philosopher Nietzsche who says that if you have a why, you can bear any how. This is the same exact quote that Viktor Frankl in Man's Search for Meaning, he used when he was going through the Holocaust and days when he felt like giving up. This is the quote he kept thinking about over and over again that helped him get through the treacherous, terrible atrocities that happened to him. And I think that quote is so powerful because one of the things I learned when I was getting my neuroscience professional certification is that motivation is the monkey. Some days it's up and some days it's down, but it's totally unreliable. Yes, when you start your new goal, you might be motivated for a few days, but that will dwindle out, and what's gonna fuel you when you don't have the motivation to do something that day? If you rely solely on motivation for a quest, you are setting yourself up for failure, which is what I exactly don't want that for you. I want you to succeed and make this a reality. So I want you to understand this right now. Motivation is something you cannot manufacture at will. It's something you either have or don't have that day, depending on a slew of other factors that are not in your control. However, if you establish a why, something that aligns with your core values or a deeper part of your soul, even if it's fucking raining outside, it's 6 a.m., you have a fever, and you just went on a run yesterday, you're gonna run those 3 fucking miles because you had a quest and you have a why that's forcing you, pushing you to accelerate even beyond your own physical capacity because you have a marathon to run that year or whatever that quest is for yourself. That why will get you out of bed when nothing else can. You really have to have some intrinsic motivation for this quest and goal you have. If your goal is to lose weight just to look better, you'll fail in the long run. Try to dig deeper. Find what inspires you, or even what are you afraid of and what scares you. When I was doing my 5 a.m. challenge, I kind of used some dark psychology in order to tap into my fears to cultivate a why. When some days I was like, why the hell am I even getting up? I can just sleep, everything's easy. These are the exact words I told myself, which, I mean, even saying out loud, it's tough because this is the big fear of mine. But I would tell myself, I don't want to be mediocre. I didn't want to be fucking average. I didn't want to be the same as everyone else. I literally hate that. Like just being average Joe in accounting, working 20 years with nothing to show for it. That is literally my living nightmare. And I chose something negative because it really felt like it gave me the impetus to act. Maybe others are different. Maybe you're more motivated by happy-go-lucky stuff. But for me, it was that darkness, evil inside of me, that's something I'm scared of, something I'm running away from, something I don't want to be, which made me want to move. So yeah, during the challenge, some days when it felt impossible to get up because I was exhausted and I was tired and it was fucking raining and snowing outside and I was so cozy under my covers and I was like, damn, no one even cares if I get up or not. Why am I even doing this? I would remind myself, I'm doing this because I don't want to fucking be mediocre. I want to be something in this life. And suddenly, no matter what bullshit excuse I had, I got off my ass and walked out the door and turned my alarm off and got up because something about that line just made me like ick. It like clicked, it triggered something in me that I really needed to act on it. Even when I go into looks maxing, my why wasn't to be just more attractive. It was deeper than that. It was to not feel embarrassed by myself. It was to take this shy, scared little boy and mold him into a man that he could be proud of. And it wasn't easy because there was so much knowledge out there and I had to learn a lot and I had to test and trial and buy products and there was a lot I had to get through, but ultimately I did transform myself. And you know, if looks maxing is something you're interested in but you don't know where to start like I did, there's a link in the description box if you want my personal one-on-one help. But either way, you have to identify what's at stake if you don't achieve this quest. I can guarantee you one thing, for 100% fact, there will be moments in this journey that you'll want to give up and you'll face a setback and you just want to throw the towel in and not do anything anymore. But What will get you to keep playing the game over and over and over and over again, even when your body and mind is begging you to eat that fucking donut, is you reminding yourself of your why, of why you're doing it in the first place. And the last important thing to understand about this whole why thing is that you don't need to fabricate it or pull it out of thin air. This is something that already exists within inside of you. You simply just have to discover it. Principle 3, make it public. One of the best lessons I learned was from my favorite fitness influencer from back in the day. His name was Greg Plitt. Rest in peace, my guy. They literally don't make him like that anymore. But one of the things he said that I still remember to this day was that it's really easy to fail yourself, but it's really tough to fail someone else. For example, if you had a long, hard day at work, you spend grueling hours, your boss yelled at you, whatever it is, you had a shitty day. You come back home, it might be pretty easy for you to convince yourself, I'm not gonna go to the gym today. I don't need to. I don't need to. I already earned my day. Whatever. You'll make some bullshit excuse and not go to the gym that day. But if your boy Ryan texts you, yo, what's up, dude? I'm at the gym. Where you at? When you coming through? You bet your ass that I will be getting up no matter how tired I am to go to the gym because I already made that commitment to him beforehand. The thing is, we all know what we have to do, but we rarely just take the steps needed to achieve our goal. We simply lack the ability to follow through. We convince ourselves we're not smart enough, strong enough, brave enough, good looking enough, rich enough, whatever that is. And when you inevitably get stuck or hit a problem, most people just give up. You see, what often holds you back, it's not your capabilities. It's often accountability. It's why some of the most richest, famous, and successful people in this world all have multiple coaches for different areas of their life. When I was doing personal development coaching back in the day, I was able to get massive results and action from all my clients because I was literally checking with them on a day-to-day basis for each and every one of their specific goals that they had worked out with me beforehand. Now, you don't need a coach or you don't need an accountability buddy like your boy Ryan at the gym in order to crush your quest. With social media, you can have hundreds of people holding you accountable by simply posting about your new challenge online. And I would argue that publicly posting about your new challenge online is way more of a powerful motivator because now you have a self-image that you have to maintain. If you go to my Instagram, my handle is @SidChavla. I'll put it down here so you can check it out. But there's still a story, like highlight reel, for hundreds of stories I posted when I was going through my 5 a.m. challenge, because one of the things I did was when I started this challenge, I made a post on my story saying, hey, I want you guys to hold me accountable. I'm gonna be posting every single day for 66 days with a 5 a.m. timestamp so you know I did what I said I was gonna do. And it's crazy, but I know it sounds lame, but there were many days when I was extremely exhausted and I couldn't get out of bed and I didn't want to actually go out and do something. But I went outside of my house at 5 a.m. anyway, just to get that 5 a.m. timestamp on my story to show people that I'm a man of my word. And by making this challenge public, my friends and family knew what I was about. I mean, I was getting DMs of people motivating me, inspiring me, cheering me on. Even sometimes they were roasting my ass if I missed a day or so. But it became this community effort that people were watching from afar, or almost involved without being directly involved. And it really inspired me sometimes. It felt like I was on this hero's journey where I was a hero embarking on my quest with people along the lines just cheering me on. It's like when you're on a marathon and sometimes you're burning and you're draining and you need that extra boost of energy, and then you start hearing the people clap around you. That's what it really felt like. And it felt like this community effort just because I started something on my own. And no, you don't need a lot of followers. You don't need an audience. Literally just stop making excuses. Ask yourself this: how bad do you want this quest? Do you really, really need to make this happen? How strong is your why? Because I can guarantee you, if you're already scared or embarrassed to even post about it on your social media, then you are gonna set yourself to fail right now. Like, you'd rather just quit right now because it's not a strong enough why for you. As long as you have even one follower or anyone on any social media platform following you, you should make a public post about it. Just the act of typing it out and putting it out there and announcing it will get you off your ass, because once again, you have to show up now. You've made that commitment, not just to yourself, but to someone else, to an entire public arena, if you want to put it that way. It's time to stop just being a mindless consumer of content and scrolling and liking, but instead use social media to your advantage. Use what is called social networking, creating a network effect to create lasting behavior change for yourself, because that is what you can do right now to create social media as a weapon for yourself. Lastly, if you want to put all this shit on steroids, I would encourage you to move from just consumer of content to creator of content, to going online and sharing about your journey, doing what I did, posting every single day, telling people how you do what you do. What is your routine? What is your challenge? How are you going through the obstacles? Share even the parts you struggle sometimes or the days you even fail. Those things will start to ripple effect inspiration, and then you'll become a mentor for others. You'll become a leader for others. And then once you get to that phase, then there's no way you're not creating a lasting change for yourself. Something that you'll look back and be like, holy shit, how did I accomplish so much? It's because you had people who are looking up to you. And suddenly when that happens, nothing matters. Your excuses all just literally disappear because you have to show up, not just for yourself, but for others. And guys, that's it. If you feel so inspired, go ahead and let me know what is your new personal quest going to be, and make a public commitment on it today by commenting it down below so the whole community can see to hold you accountable, because we're here to help each other grow. Also, my name is Sid, if you're new to this channel, and I put out usually one video a week, kind of video essays like these where I take a self-improvement topic and break it down in actionable steps with in-depth research for you. And if that interests you, consider subscribing. If you got value from this video, give it a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to connect with me further, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Sid Chavla, or you can sign up for my free weekly newsletter at sidchavla.com/newsletter, where I share the best personal development tips that I came across recently. Lastly, if you're serious about looks maxing, want to look the best your genetics physically allow, no more guesswork, go ahead and click the link down below in my description box to work with me one-on-one to get your personalized looks maxing game plan. And if you like this video, guys, trust me, you'll definitely love this one as well. I'll go ahead and share which video you guys should watch next. And until next time, friends, keep crushing it.